The ICRC is a humanitarian organization which works really in armed conflict situations and other situations of violence. So what we do is that we focus on the humanitarian consequences of armed conflict situations. And we have noticed that the military use of schools, as well as attacks on schools, lead to a number of humanitarian issues we want to tackle. We tackle this issue through many aspects and many actions and perspectives. I will give you the humanitarian law perspective, because international humanitarian law, which is based on the Geneva Conventions and additional protocols, addresses humanitarian issues related with the conduct of hostilities, such as attacks on schools and the military use of schools. So we promote international humanitarian law, and we enter into a protection dialogue with parties to armed conflict situations. We highlight, for instance, that attacks on schools are prohibited unless schools are turned into military objectives. We highlight also the obligation to take all feasible precautions against the effects of attacks when belligerent parties want to use schools for military purposes.
The theme of access to education, in particular, better understanding, assessing and responding to the impacts of armed conflict on children's access to education. This features as one of our 4 operational priorities for 2011 through 2014 when it comes to our action to protect and assist children affected by armed conflict. So yes, I think it's very important for us to realize and to integrate into our assessments, our analyses, our responses. These are sometimes protection responses, and sometimes they're assistance, and sometimes they're both and more. Into our multidisciplinary responses, we have to integrate this matter, as you call it, as a matter of core business. We have to consider that this falls, as it does, within our mandate. It falls under the frame of IHL. IHL says quite a lot in terms of guaranteeing children's access to protection and to education in situations of armed conflict. So this is our core business, but we do have to make that known, understood, and implemented in terms of being core business.